It's time for another week of Coach's Corner, talking Ponca City High School sports as the sports season winds down. Not much to go with just a couple of weeks until high school graduation. One of the few sports that still has a week left is our track programs, and Alan Hibler is here to talk about our track programs, regionals this past weekend, state tournament coming up, and how did we do as far as the regionals are concerned, Coach?
Well, we ran really well. You know, this has kind of been a real up and down year for us. We've dealt with the injuries all year long. I mean, going into regionals about 2 weeks before, we lost a kid to a hamstring. We lost a kid to a stress fracture, and you know, that really hurt us because they were multiple event guys. But you know, we had some young kids step in and fill their void, and they ran really well. And you know, we've managed to get some things to the state trap meet that we weren't real sure that was going to get there with those injuries that we had to deal with. But just really proud of the kids. They performed really well. We finished 5th at the regional meet. And you know, I think we've got a chance to have some really positive things happen this coming weekend down at the state trap meet in Yukon, which will be held Friday and Saturday. Starts at 10 o'clock both days, and we've got kids competing both days in the field events and the running events. So, you know, really looking forward to a good weekend. It looks like the weather's going to cooperate, and it's going to be a little bit cooler, and you know, so hopefully we'll see some really good performances this weekend.
Let me ask you, because here we are 2 weeks away from school being out. Some of these kids obviously are seniors, and they're preparing for the next couple of weeks and all the things that go along with that. How difficult is it to keep an athlete's focus or attention as you prepare for a state meet?
Well, you know, it's really hard with the seniors. You know, they're getting ready for graduation, families getting ready to come in and things. So, you know, that's something we really have to stay on top of them about. And, you know, that this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. I mean, you know, not very many kids get to go to the state trap meet. I mean, it's limited to 16 basically in each event, you know, each year. So, I mean, it's an outstanding accomplishment just to make it to the state trap meet. And, you know, our seniors that we do have going, you know, they've been focused, and most of them have been there before, so they kind of know what it's about and what it takes to compete at that level and how the stakes go up a little bit. So, you know, we won't have too much trouble with the seniors. You know, the young kids are going to kind of be wide-eyed because it's really going to be the first trap meet that some of the young kids have been at, that the bleachers are going to be full. Mm-hmm. You know, most of our invitational meets, you're running in front of 100, 200 people. You know, we're going to go down there, and there's going to be 1,500, 2,000 people in the bleachers. So, you know, that's quite an eye-opener for them to be in that kind of environment and things. But, you know, those are some things we'll address this week as we try to get ready. You know, our conditioning is taken care of. You know, the proverbial saying, the hay's been put in the barn. You know, now it's more just get them mentally ready to go down there and face the challenges that lie ahead this weekend.
Now, a lot of coaches, a lot of sports, you kind of got it off the top of your head, but you do a good job of bringing in your results because track and field, that's not the easiest thing to just get off the top of your head. So you got a little cheat sheet here, but what are we going to talk about here? Is this boys only or boys and girls?
I actually bring these in because when you start getting old like we are, it's hard to remember things. I think you're a little bit older than I am, but...
And it is hard to remember.
Definitely a little more gray hair than I have.
Hey.
But now this is the list of individuals that we've had qualify on the boys' side for the state trap meet. We're going to take 9 young men to the state trap meet. We're going to take a couple pole vaulters, Adam Jones and Stephen Haygood. Adam was the 2nd place finisher at the regional trap meet, and Stephen Haygood was the 4th place finisher. I believe Adam vaulted, Coach Gillen takes care of our vault, but I believe Adam vaulted a career best, 13 feet 6 inches this weekend at the regional meet. I think that's his career best. And then Stephen Haygood went 12 foot 6 inches, and you know, both of them are into the state trap meet. And Adam is also going to run the 300-meter hurdles at the state trap meet, which he also PR'd in those and finished 2nd. Wow. So really happy for Adam and Stephen. We've qualified our mile relay team, 1,600-meter relay team. Some people call it the 4x4. But that consists of Blake Wazorek, Derek Ewing, Matt Vaughn. I'm going to have to go to my cheat sheet here to remember, and Max Burley. which we've got a couple we got a sophomore on there, we've got a couple juniors and a senior. So Derek's been there before, so we'll look to him for leadership. We also qualified our 2-mile relay team, which will consist of Adam LeClaire. Max Burley will also run on that, Jacob Keffer, and Austin Lewis, who just came to us after playing soccer this year. So those are the kids that we're going to take in those events. And then Blake Wazorek is also a member of a mile relay team, 1,600 meter relay team, and he'll also compete in the Open 800 down there. So we've got a wide variety of events going on, and we'll kind of go from the beginning of the meet with our 3,200 relay, which is the second running event of the day, and we'll finish it up with the last event of the day, which is our 1,600 meter relay. So we're looking forward to getting down there and having a good week of practice and trying to get ready to go. Be as physically and mentally fit as we can get when we get there.
For those that haven't been to an event like this, give us an idea of how the day is going to go, the first day and the second day. Is it predetermined events, or do you find out when you get there kind of where you have to watch, or how does all that work?
Well, the state of Oklahoma puts out a state track meet schedule where they've got everything scheduled on time slots, and they'll try to stay as close to those time slots as possible. For example, all the field events will go off at 10 o'clock. And it's hard to tell how long it will take to complete those, because we'll get into the running events at 11 o'clock, and we'll undoubtedly always have kids that have to go from a field event to a running event and back to the field event to complete the field event. So those tend to drag out and last till about the middle of the afternoon. But the running events, the first event will go off at 11 o'clock, and then basically it's almost 30 to 40 minutes between events is what they have it set up to give them time to run all the different heats, because of course down there this weekend at UConn, not only will Class 6A boys and girls be there, but Class 5A boys and girls will also be there. So it's really organized and really runs pretty smooth. So going in, we'll know about what time our kids are going to run, and they do a really good job if they get ahead of schedule, slowing it down and getting it back on schedule, because they want to give those kids the proper recovery time, because many schools have multi-event athletes and they're trying to do 2 or 3 things in one day, and that recovery time is really important to them. So the first day ends about 6 o'clock on Friday night. The second day will end about 4 o'clock, 4:30 on Saturday. So it's good. The parents have an idea when their kids are going to run. We'll get meet schedules to everybody this week, and the state has done a really good job of setting this up and running it, and it really runs itself once this meet gets started.
Do you keep your kids and your coaches all in one little general area throughout the 2-day event?
Yeah, we will set up a campsite with tents and pop-up tents so we'll have shade and things, and of course we have sides if we need to keep them out of the wind or the weather gets bad, which we're not expecting that this year, but you never know, because we live in Oklahoma. Right. But we'll all be centered in the tent area, which will include every school that's there. But we'll have our own little space in there, and our kids will be able to get refuge from the sun, and we'll have water and things for them, and just try to get them as ready as possible so that they can do their very best when we get down there. Track's kind of a different sport than any other sport. I mean, you get them ready, and then you've got to turn them loose, and the rules at the state track meet are coaches cannot be in the infield area. They have coaches' boxes set up for the field events, but as far as the running events, the kids, you get them off to the event, and then they're on their own. So they've really got to take a lot of responsibility in, what they're doing as they're getting ready for these events.
Well, it sounds like UConn's a nice place. I've never seen their facility, but it has to be pretty good.
It's a really nice place. Very, very similar to Stillwater's football field set up. They seem to have a little more area around it with a big wellness center / dressing room, weight facility for the football team in one end, 4 different concession stands at each corner of the facility. Just a great setup to watch the state track meet. There's not a bad seat in the house.
Very good. Well, congratulations. Good to see you, and we'll look forward to the end of the track season, the beginning of fall sports with you as well coming up. Alan Hibler, track coach on this edition of Coach's Corner.